Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Haddon Heights High School. This afternoon, we are going to be bringing you the South Jersey Group 2 semifinals between the visiting Sterling Lady Knights and the Haddon Heights Garnets. Haddon Heights is the number 1 ranked team, South Jersey Group 2. I believe Sterling came in at number 5 and upset West Effort to get to this game.
Yeah, this one's kind of like.
So we have our meeting at the ballpark right now. At the plate, we're going over the ground rules.
Yeah, and Dan, this is a Haddon Heights team who last year not only won South Jersey Group 2, they won the state Group 2, and then they won the Tournament of Champions. What an outstanding team. And they returned their pitcher, who has some outstanding stats, Dan, and Sophia Bordy. She comes in this year. She's pitched in 93 innings, struck out 208, walked just 16, given up 7 earned runs, and an ERA of 0.5. So what a job by her this year. And again, not to be outdone, Sterling's pitcher, Molly Scully this year, she has pitched in 131 innings, an ERA of 0.69, struck out 158, and just 13 earned runs.
So hits are going to be at a premium.
In fact, these two teams, Dan, have played 2 times before. The first time on April 6th, Heights won the game 2-0. Heights had 3 hits in the game. Bordy was the big player with the double. She struck out 16. In the rematch at Sterling on May 11th, Heights won 2-1, but Sterling out-hit them 3-1. Bordy had 13 Ks, and Skelly had 13 Ks in that one.
So defense is going to be a big key here. If you're going to kick the ball around, but whichever team doesn't kick the ball around, it's going to be the winner today.
And that was the difference in that first game. Sterling had a couple of tough errors in that second game, I should say, and that was the difference, and that's how Haddon Heights was able to go ahead.
Haddon Heights on quite a roll with both their baseball team and their softball teams the last couple of years. I know the baseball team is set to play also in the Group 2 final. I believe that'll be Friday afternoon.
Yeah, they're going to host Seneca, and last year they won the South Jersey Championship and went to the state finals. They didn't win it, but again, an amazing spring last year for this Haddon Heights softball and baseball team, and both teams still in it. There's actually construction going on the block away from us, so that's kind of the noise you're hearing down there. They were down the middle of the street there.
Seems like a very tense atmosphere here today. Not as festive as I expected it to be.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because, again, talking to some fans from Haddon Heights who I've known for a long time, if you ask them, what's the one team you probably don't want to play, it's Sterling.
Well, yeah, it's trying to beat somebody 3 times in 1 year. It's very difficult. Been through this a lot of times with our baseball program. You almost, if you've lost those first 2, it's almost like you have a slight advantage, because even if the girls from Haddon Heights are not consciously overconfident, there's going to be a little bit of that.
No doubt. And again, they have what could be arguably the best pitcher in the state going for them. But again, let's not sell Skelly short. Skelly is a heck of a pitcher in her own right. And again, if Sterling can make their plays, I think there's going to be a game today, Dan.
All right, and the Garnets are taking the field. We'll set the defense for you. As we said, Sophia Bordy is on the mound. Her battery mate is Sammy Sabo behind plate. First base is Gracie Granate. Kayla Kellogg will play second. Maddie Clark is at short. And Jordan D'Amelio is at third base. In the outfield from left to right, Shannon Broderick in left, Lydia Trailis in center, and Brielle Connor will be in right field.
And Clark, the shortstop, I believe she's going to Lehigh to play softball in her career, and she's going to be the pitcher when she goes next year. That tells you how good Bordy is when one of your seniors, a very good pitcher who's going to college to pitch, is going to take a back seat to Bordy. And the thing you're going to see at home, Dan, she does a tremendous job at moving in and out and changing speeds. Does a real nice job. I guess till Mr. Schultz comes, you can hang with us here. We can, Dan Lee can jump in with us for a second here. Dan, welcome to the broadcast.
What's up, everyone? I'm ready for some softball today. It's a beautiful day out.
Yes, it is. You couldn't ask for a nicer day.
Quick go over Sterling's lineup. Caitlin Ott will lead off in center field. Brianna Blanchard is the catcher, will hit second. Riley Huber in left field will bat third. Molly Skelly, pitcher, batting fourth. Maggie Ralston at first base will hit fifth. Maddie Sims sixth at third base. Ireland Kay, the shortstop, will hit seventh. Alyssa Brown will hit eighth, playing right field, and Juliana Cruz ninth at second base. And here we go. Caitlin Ott to lead off for the Lady Knights.
Her stats are impressive, Dan.
Yeah, Caitlin Ott, I mean, 31 hits, 19 RBI. She's batting .392. She's having a phenomenal junior showcase season as she swings for strike one there.
Looked like a fastball up and away and swung through it. Bordy sets. Delivers the bunt, turns the bunt, fouled back off of the screen. So now it's quickly 0-2 to Caitlin Ott.
Yeah, you know coming in, hitting is going to be tough. So you're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of bunting attempts today for Sterling.
The 0-2 pitch from Bordy. Down and in, hammered foul.
Can you really get a good sense here where we sit, a moving in and out makes it very tough on the hitter, especially when she goes to a devastating changeup away.
Don't think we've seen that changeup yet. We'll see what she brings here. 0-2. That was a little bit of a change of pace. Again, fouled off by Ott.
And going back to her previous bunt attempt, seeing a hitter like Kate Ott attempt the bunt just shows what kind of game Sterling's going for, and in trying to attack this pitcher and attack this defense.
All right, G7, you got this, kid.
Again, 0-2 count. Caitlin Ott. Change up there. Swing and a miss.
That's like that Bugs Bunny changeup you saw in the cartoon. What a pitch.
It just seems like Kate Ott was really out front on it. Maybe expecting a fastball there, but she just didn't get what she wanted on that one.
And it's got movement going away, too.
That'll bring Brianna Blanchard to the plate. Again, squares the bunt. Takes a strike.
I guess she offered at it.
Give the umpire an inning or two before we start questioning.
It's only about the sixth pitch.
Swings through a fastball. 0-2 to Brianna Blanchard. Bordy rocks and delivers. Swings through another fastball. So 2 strikeouts so far.
Her pitch mix is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, she's been cooking them, whether it's that changeup or it's that fastball, and Sterling just has to find a way to capitalize on what she's throwing and just has to see the ball just a little bit better.
Riley Huber hitting here for Sterling. High fastball, swings through it, strike one.
Boy, it really looks like Bordy is on today.
I mean, in an important semifinals game just like this one, you'd want your ace to really be on in this type of environment.
Nicely placed there, fastball on the outside corner. She swings through.
I don't think she's ever not on looking at those stats.
No.
Had a
Gotta-
couple 14, 18 strikeout game.
Well,
Very
got to cut the
impressive.
swings. Got to cut the swings down and put them in play. Put the ball in play. So far, big swings. Nobody's even making contact. She swings through another fastball. So Riley Huber goes down. So 3 strikeouts in the top of the first for Sophia Bordy. And that'll bring the Garnets up in the bottom of the first. Quickly go over their lineup. Jordan D'Amelio at third base will bat first. Maddie Clark at shortstop will bat second. Sophia Bordy, the pitcher, is batting third. Gracie Granate is at first base. She'll bat fourth. Lydia Trailis at center field will bat number 5. Brielle Connor in right field will hit 6. Sammy Sabo hits 7th at catching. Sarah Cooley is a designated player, batting the 8th spot. And Shannon Broderick in the left field will bat 9th. Molly Skelly on the mound for the Lady Knights.
And Molly Skelly, just like Bordy, really has a phenomenal changeup. I mean, she can work the changeup in. She really uses the plate perfectly, and she can get you outside, she can get you inside. She really just, you never know what to expect when Molly's on the mound.
Set the defense real quick for you. Molly Skelly, as we just said, is on the mound. Brianna Blanchard behind the plate. Maggie Ralston at first. Juliana Cruz at second. Ireland Kay at short. Maddie Sims over at third. Left to right in the outfield, Riley Huber, Caitlin Ott, and Alyssa Brown.
Again, we'll reiterate the stats for Scully coming in. 131 innings, 13 earned runs, 158 strikeouts, 44 walks, an ERA of 0.69.
All right, and we're set here for Jordan D'Amelio. Skelly's first pitch. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. Comes in on her, ground ball to second base. And that takes care of that. Nice play by Juliana Cruz.
Cruz has been a nice surprise. Came in as a freshman this year. She's going to bat 9th in the lineup and a real good defensive player.
Brings to the plate Maddie Clark, shortstop. Again, low and outside pitch, nicely placed, fouled off to the right side.
Kevin, I always remember her, too, as a heck of a basketball player. She can really play the game, even though she's going to college to be a softball pitcher.
Yeah, definitely one of the top players in the conference.
Coming out our way here, she will have room. Caitlin Ott takes care of that, about 5 feet from the fence.
Looked really good coming off the bat, but just got under a little bit, fortunately for Sterling.
Got a little bit of a breeze at our back, so that got up there pretty high. Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably knocked it down a little bit.
And Maddie Clark is a big hitter. I mean, she's had 29 hits on the season, and she leads the team in average with 392. So you could just see there, I mean, that was a really hard hit ball, but just didn't get enough to get out.
Here's Sophia Bordy. Staying away from her for ball 1.
She's got a number of homers on the year, Dan.
She has 10 home runs on the year. She slugs .836.
Definitely working the outside part of the plate.
I was just going to say, this is somebody right now, not a bad thing if you give her the old
Unintentional, intentional walk.
Intentional walk.
I think if you're going to do that, though, you're almost better off just putting them on. Now 3-0. Not as important as in baseball where you would waste pitches, because in softball you don't have that pitch count problem. But
Yep.
good spot there.
That's a disciplined take by Bordy, too, being a team player. A lot of players would have offered it that one.
And Bordy is also dynamic on the bases. She is tied for first with the steals with 13.
And outside ball 4. So Bordy works the walk. And that'll bring to the plate Gracie Granate.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer there, especially with the 2 outs. And, you know, we talked a lot about Bordy and how good she is on the mound, but Skelly as you guys said, with going over stats, has had a real fine year in her own right.
Got to get a courtesy runner here. I wish I could see the number for you, Dan. I can't see the number, so I apologize.
Swinging strike on, look like a fastball.
Got some downward movement. Looks like it's got.
A little bit of a drop.
Yep.
Up and in. Delayed steal. Looked like Ireland and Juliana a little late on the cover there. We did get a stolen base.
That delay works a lot of times with a left-handed batter. The catcher can't see what's going on. That was well done.
That's why they have to talk in the infield. Low and outside.
And on that last play, a big applause for Juliana making sure that ball doesn't seep into the outfield. I mean, it was close, but she just picked it off and made sure that didn't cause more mayhem.
Fouled off to the left side.
Just tuning in, we're in the home half of the first inning. Sterling went down 1-2-3 with 3 strikeouts. Runner at second, 2 outs here in the first.
2-2 count. And line to left field, but handled by Alyssa Brown. Oh, I'm sorry, Riley Huber in left field.
Riley, she is normally a positional catcher, but she is getting the honor of playing left field today, and that was a phenomenal catch by her. Just a big heads-up play.
That really was. I mean, that was a line drive that tails off that left-handed hitter, and you know, staying close in this game is. We talked about getting runners on, but it's also defensively about making big plays, and that was a nice play right there.
Yeah, off the bat, that looked like it was going to be trouble down the line, but nice job by that young lady to make the play.
Well, at the end of 1, no score. Again, welcome here, Sterling TV 19. We are at Haddon Heights High School on Wednesday, May 31st.
Kevin, I feel like we just have the pads on. We're almost at the 50-yard line of the football field as we sit here. You can see there's the scoreboard.
It's amazing. You see the infield. I'm not used to holding the mic. You see the infield from where our vantage point is when we're doing football games, but you don't realize once the fence comes up how close it is and how it's just right into the football field.
So at one time was the baseball field. I remember coaching
Really?
games here in up through the early 2000s. The boys played here.
Wow.
Here's Molly Skelly to lead off the top of the second inning. She takes up and away. Ball 1.
She's got some power, too. She can get a hold of one.
Bordy rocks back. 1-0 pitch is swung through. Fastball right down the pike. 1-1.
Yeah, Molly Skelly, I mean, she has 23 hits on the season, 16 RBIs, and she is batting approximately .348 on the season. So she is a great hitter as well as a pitcher.
Change up.
Wow.
For a strike. Tell you what, if you can recognize that, though, that floats right where it could be clobbered, but you have to be
You
almost
guess on it.
Yeah, almost. You're right. You just got to know the count, and there's a good slider. Almost looked like, I don't know whether you call it that in softball or not, but broke away from Molly low and away for the strikeout.
That's what's that, 4 batters, 4 strikeouts, too.
Yeah, this is a great start for Bordy on the mound.
Maggie Ralston now steps in. Fastball right down the middle. Bordy rocks and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
At what point do you think you bunt to make something happen?
You're going to have to
I
soon,
know it's a
especially
little
bottom.
A little different of a mindset against
I'd be doing it all day.
Bordy.
I'd be doing it every at bat until they showed me they couldn't do it.
I'm starting to think that. Yeah, put the ball in play, make them make plays.
Ball 1, 1-2 now.
again, it's a totally different mindset than you have going into a playoff game, but she's a totally different type of pitcher.
Ball taken high.
And I mean, as far as I remember so far in this game, I mean, this is one of the first counts that Sterling's really worked at. I mean, it's a 2-2 count, and I think this is the highest we've gotten pitching in a, series and bat.
There's strike 3. Backwards K variety that time. Took a little bit off of that one.
Yeah, I think if you're the Coach Marley's here with these strikeouts piling up, it's begging for some contact and some bunts soon.
No doubt.
This is Maddie Sims, third baseman. Maddie just a freshman.
And for a freshman, she leads the team in homers.
3-sport athlete, goalie for the soccer team, also plays basketball in the winter. Swing, check swing, the call to strike.
And Maddie, she has 16 hits and 10 RBIs for the season, batting .271, a very solid all-around player. She's very good on the defensive side of the ball, so we're going to see what she does here at the plate.
That was the slower changeup. You've got different speeds on that changeup.
Are you going to giggle every time she throws that, Mr. K?
I can't believe that pitch. You can't hit that.
Yeah, that's. I wish we had a radar gun just to see what the difference is between her speeds, because there's definitely 2 or 3 different changeups that she's thrown already.
So 6 batters, 6 strikeouts through 2 innings.
And it always seems like there's movement. There's movement going in to the right-hander. There's movement going away. It's just and it looks like she just can pinpoint. She's got pinpoint command where she can put it exactly where she wants to put it.
And I mean, we saw a couple of those slower changeups ascending, and I don't even know what I would do if I was in that, in the box going against that, because
You'd strike out, Dave. You would strike
I
out.
definitely would. But it just really creeps into the inside part of your lower waist, and I mean, it's been getting Sterling bad so far in this matchup.
So you can see a great crowd here from Haddon Heights. Glad you're with us here on Sterling High School Channel 19. Special semifinal edition. The winner goes to the South Jersey Championship game. As we start, bottom of the second?
Bottom of the second. Leading off for the Garnets is the number 5 hitter, Lydia Trailis, center fielder.
Coaches weren't ready.
Skelly delivers. A little bit high. Ball 1.
And Trailes, she has 18 hits and 14 RBIs this season, batting .305. She's a very solid average hitter, according to these stats.
Shot to right center field gap. Kayla Knott gets it in and holds her at first base. Nicely backed up by Maddie Sims on the throw in. So leadoff single.
How big is that to hold her to just a signal here?
That's a nice job of Caitlin Knott getting to that. And not only that, Sims being right there for the backup.
Brielle Connor now will step in. We'll see if she's going to be sacrificing to move the runner.
Our courtesy runner, Dan, is number 10.
Zoe Fuller. What's on our card here? And at bat is Brielle Connor, the right fielder. And she does square the bunt. Bunt's foul.
And Zoe Fuller, she is a sophomore. She plays the outfield, and it's looking like here she has 6 stolen bases for the season.
Take a look at the numbers there.
They're wearing our favorite wristbands. Takes high, I believe. I believe there was a ball call there. Didn't look like too bad a pitch.
Yeah, it's definitely a consistent strike zone, but it's a tight strike zone.
Still squares around again, pops it up this time, but it's up into the cage. Now it's 1-2. to
Mr.
Brielle Connor.
Okay, you and I have done many softball games where we see a lot of times those umps give them 6 inches, sometimes even 8 to 10 inches off the plate. You're not getting that today.
Nice spot for Skelly. Does not get the call.
Case in point, the pitch right there, in a lot of cases, would have been a strike. And we have a great vantage point with your center field camera that we always have at Sterling, but he's consistent. Yep.
A little bit out.
Again, that's all umpire's going to have different strike zones. All you ask is for him to be consistent. He's doing a good job of that today.
Since we can't really see the plate from here, I'm trying to just look at the. Oh,
I'm trying to get a general idea.
I'm trying to look at the chest protector of the catcher, and just as I'm saying that, that last pitch to me caught the chest protector.
I would agree.
All right, so we have a walk for Brielle Connor, and now here's Sammy Sabo. No outs. She's probably going to bunt too, I would think. There it is. Foul ball at the plate.
Sammy this season has 15 hits and 6 RBIs, so we're going to see if she can tally another one here or if Sterling can collect an out here. I'm pretty sure there's 0 outs this inning so far, and we're going to see if Molly can get it back together on the mound and see what happens.
I think if you're Sterling, you don't want to see the top of the lineup come up.
Squares again. She does get it down this time. Skelly throws her out at first. The sacrifice is good, so the runners move up to second and third. Nice sack bunt by Sammy Sabo for out number 1.
And they're going to bring everybody up here.
Here's Sarah Codley in the box now.
Let's see if she tries to lay one down. The runner at third and a runner at second.
Swing, full swing, and a miss at a low pitch.
Now, is she the last hitter in the lineup, Dan?
She is not. One more.
Okay, so you want this one if you're Skelly.
A little bit high. 1-1. Outside for a ball. 2-1.
Again, being consistent, that's been a ball the whole game thus far.
I mean, generally, if you're watching, if your catcher's going to reach, that's going to be a ball.
And this is one of those situations, as a runner, you got to be smart. If there's a real hard hit ball to somebody, first is open, you don't have to go. You know,
2-2 count here to Codley. Fouled straight back. Little change of pace there from Skelly.
I'm cheating if I'm away, if I'm the hitter now. I'm looking for something away, and I'm trying to hit it away. I'll take my chances if Skelly tries to come inside.
And at this point, if you're the hitter, you really just want to try and get something in the outfield. Try to get a runner and make this a 1-0 game.
Nice pitch. Painted that outside corner, so Molly Skelly comes back with the strikeout of Sarah Codley, and that will bring up Shannon Broderick, the left fielder, and a 9-hitter in the lineup. Ball 1. Brianna Blanchard tried to pull that one in for the umpire. Didn't get it, fouled off straight back. 1-1 count.
It's a big hitter in this game, being the 9th hitter. She somehow gets on. You get right to the strength of this Haddon Heights team.
And I think that last out was important for Skelly.
Outside, 2-1.
Just making sure that you get to this hitter and making sure that you guaranteed at least lost my train of thought there, but you know what?
Ground ball, leaks into right field. One run's going to score. Here comes the second runner to the plate, and she will score. Runners into second base on the overthrow. And Haddon Heights breaks through with a single to right field. Knocks in 2 for Shannon Broderick.
How many times in big games, Kevin, you see it's somebody you don't expect, the 9th hitter in the lineup with the 2 RBI single?
And
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
Kay, crazy enough. Sorry, Schulz.
all right.
That was her first 2 RBIs of the season. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's
Wow.
Just poked it to the right spot, right in between the second baseman and first baseman, and you know, any run you can get is a big run when you have such a
Didn't
dominant
try
pitcher.
to didn't try to do too much like we talked about before. Just slapped it to the right side because pitches were hitting the outside corner. Here's the top of the order now. D'Amelio. Sorry. Jordan D'Amelio. 1 strike. Umpire's trying to clear out the people from behind the backstop. Taken high for ball 1. Inside for ball 2.
One thing about this Sterling team, they're not going to get down. You know, you could just, I think, what happened in the last game tells you all you need to know about them getting down 2-0, then coming back and coming away with the win in the 7th inning against West Stepford.
Sorry, 3-1 count now to D'Amelio. Change ups for a strike. Full count.
And another thing about this team, I mean, talking to some of the girls today, I mean, they're all pumped. They really want this. They really want to win. And it just shows they're all together.
There's another single that's going to be played into a double to left field. And then another run is in to score for the Garnets.
Yeah, that ball, once it hit the ground, took off. I thought a chance our left fielder had a chance to make a play, but it scooted by her. Doesn't get any easier now.
Now Maddie Clark is now up.
And Maddie Clark, she is their big hitter with 29 hits, the 392 average she has. I mean, this is the person you want up to the plate at this situation and really keep the pedal on the metal here.
Taken outside. Change up hit to center fielder Caitlin Ott. She takes care of that. And that brings the end of the 2nd inning, but a big one for the Garnets. They score 3 on 3 hits. And now lead 3-0 over the Lady Knights.
Well, if you felt like Haddon Heights might have been nervous at all, that should take care of it right now. Now they just can relax and play. And Sterling with the mountain to climb with the amount of strikeouts that Bordy has thus far.
Now, do you go to the bunting now? I mean, at this point, just to do anything, just to kind of get runners on, and then maybe, you know, think of some people hitting away. But boy, Bordy is just, like I said before, you approach this game in a much different way than you'd ever approach any high school game because she's just such a different type of pitcher.
As good as they get. Some say the best in the state. That's why they're tournament champs winners last year. There you see the score on our scoreboard.
Had, 300 strikeouts or over 300 strikeouts as a freshman last year.
That's unreal. She's talented.
That was the last of the Tournament of Champions, right? They don't
That's
do
it. Nope.
Yeah, they're not doing it anymore.
Nope.
So. Okay, Ireland K will step into the box. Got to get something started here.
And I'm going to branch off. I think it was Schulz or Kay. It was one of you two. And I think if I'm Marley's here, I'm really wanting my players to just get on any way they can. This pitcher is so dynamic, as we've been talking about. You got to just find some type of way. I mean, some hitting may not work at this point. You got to try and figure something out here if you're Sterling.
There we go. Ireland kind of waved at that. Didn't look like she really wanted to go after that one. Got to square around and get it down if you're going to go for it. She squares early. pulls it back, takes a fastball up and away, 1-1. Pops up the bunt attempt. First baseman Gracie Granati comes in nicely, charging and catching that ball.
And it looks like Coach Marley's had the same thought that we had. We were just talking about just getting something in play, forcing them to make plays. Obviously, you want to try to get it on the ground.
Alyssa Brown now steps in. We're going to have to pull a Rudy Stein sooner or later here, Mr. K.
Yeah, lean into one.
Lean into one. Squares takes high for a ball.
It's the ultimate respect for this pitcher who's just doing everything right today.
And she's just been calm and poised on the mound, and I think that's, if you're Haddon Heights, that's what you want to see from your pitcher. That gives you the confidence that you need.
Right down the middle for a strike. One and one count. Bunt attempt is foul. Now 1-2.
Yeah, Dan, a lot of these bunts so far going straight up, that's not going to help you. Now, I don't know if that's a victim of the rise pitches that she throws. It's definitely not easy, swinging or bunting against Bordy.
Well, you want to bunt the top half of the ball. Again, easier said than done. Our bats are dropping a little bit below and catching the underside.
That's a strikeout.
That's a
there.
strikeout,
Yep.
yeah, with a bunt on strike 3. Or maybe
Probably
not.
Coming back.
Should.
I think the umps are getting together. I think they lost the count.
I'm trying to keep it on my fingers here as we go. But
They're saying that's 3, Dan.
yeah, that was strike 3. She took one pitch and she fouled off 2 others. So that is 2 outs. And we'll bring up Juliana Cruz. It's our first left-handed batter, I believe.
I mean, Juliana Cruz, obviously a freshman, but she leads the team in stolen bases this year. So if she gets on, she's a danger to watch around the base pads.
Okay, so she's got that slap hitter style where she kind of walks into the pitch.
Yeah, there's a few girls on the team that have that, and you normally want to bat left-handed for that and just walk towards the pitch, and then you're going in the direction of the first baseline to get a running momentum start and try to beat out the throw because of Juliana's insane speed.
You got to swing the bat though to make something happen. So it's 0-2 right now. I don't care what you're doing with your feet. That's strike 3. So that brings us to the end of the top of the third. And the Garnets holding a 3-0 lead here in the South Jersey Group 2 semifinal here on Wednesday, May 31st at Haddon Heights High School.
I'm going to ask for a running tally. How many strikeouts is that for Bordy, Dan?
That is 8.
8 out of 9 outs.
Out of 9 outs.
Wow.
The only one that was not a strikeout was Ireland Kay. It was a pop-up bunt. And the first baseman ran and just kind of made a pretty routine catch for the out.
Our boys volleyball team is on the road right now. They're in their second round playoff game. Don't have any updates, but wish them well.
They beat St. Augustine in the first round with a pretty impressive performance all around from the team. It was a pretty dominant win, if I remember correctly, and I hope to see.
I think we set a record in that game for a broadcast record of how many different pronunciations I heard of Augustine.
Yeah, it's St. Augustine.
Yeah,
It's
I
the official way.
Yeah, and that's the way I.
That's the way you
but
say
that day there was a lot of different pronunciations going on. Pop up to the right side, out of play.
And Dan, the wind has really shifted, and it
Yeah.
is kicked up to center field now with their
It's in our
leading home
face.
runner. Yep.
Yeah, it's in our face now. It was coming from behind a little bit earlier, but you could probably hear it in our microphones a little.
Hey, look out if Bordy gets a hold of one.
Oh, and 2 now.
Man, she's got a really nice swing as well. Very balanced.
Skelly rocks. Slapped into center field for a leadoff single for Sophia Bordy.
I mean, dynamic pitcher and hitter, and she's only a sophomore. She still has so much time to grow and learn. And I mean, I'm a sophomore. I can't do half of the things she can, and it's so impressive what she can do.
Can
Whether-
she play trumpet and tuba?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
Danny,
don't
I know
know.
you can do that.
Yeah.
Looks like number 12, our courtesy runner.
Gracie Granati takes ball 1.
What an advantage, too, to get your pitcher to relax on the bench now. Don't have to strain out in the field.
Here's a delayed steal again.
Well, that time I heard them, Dan. They called it, just couldn't make the play.
The base is so dirty, it like it blends right in. I had a hard time seeing where the ball, whether the ball was thrown left or right of the bag the first time.
Hey, you're
First
right.
glance.
It really blends in.
I believe that's a 1-1 count now. Swinging on the changeup.
The last time these two teams faced off, it was May 11th, and Heights only had 1 hit. So really getting on Molly early has probably been a big.
Right back up the box through Molly Skelly's legs. Caitlin Ott with a great throw, but they just gave up an extra bag there. Heads up base running by Granati takes second base on the throw. The throw went all the way through to the catcher. Should have probably been cut off.
If you're Sterling, you can't give up anymore.
Well, second and third, nobody out. That's going to be a difficult job there.
Yep.
And as I was saying earlier, I mean, they only got 1 hit off of Skelly, and she had 13 strikeouts in that performance.
Ooh, chance of the squeeze. Ooh, throw the ball. Don't be afraid to throw the ball. That was probably a safety squeeze attempt. They had the runner hung up. I just don't know whether they had somebody covering there. Softball, it's a coverage thing with shortstop on that.
Yep. Third baseman comes way in.
Slap to right field again. It's good hitting. Very good. Ooh, throw up the line. 2 more runs score. And the Garnets take a 5-0 lead.
Again, that's a great job to go the opposite way. Ball was away. She hit it away.
And I think if you're Skelly on the mound, I think you just got to keep yourself composed, get out of this one, and just hope the bats can make up for it. But with Bordy on the mound, it's going to be a hard task.
Bria O'Connor swings through that first pitch. 0-1. One and one, throw down to first base. Behind the runner. Runner's back easily. High pitch. 2-1. Nice change of pace. Connor swings through that 2-2 count now. Again, we're in the bottom of the third. Haddon Heights leading 5-0. Little spinner hit to second baseman. He's late to first. Spinner just spun away from her just enough to get that speedy runner over to first base.
I think it's a good job by Coach Marley's to come out and talk here.
Try and settle things down.
Yes, there's still being 0 outs in the inning here. You really just want to make sure that you can get those 3 and just kind of regroup and go back out there, hopefully hitting against a very, very talented pitcher.
Well, they should be ready for another bunt here, I would assume. I mean, no outs, first and second. Bottom of the lineup coming up, or the bottom third. This is Sammy Sabo, who sacrificed her last time up.
What a job by Haddon Heights today with the hitting. I mean, knowing that the last time these two teams mentioned, as Dan said, they only got 1 hit. They are putting it together today.
Very relaxed, just not trying to do too much with the ball, just hitting the ball to the right side. There's a strike call.
And Skelly, the last time, as I said, put up a very similar performance to Bordy, both having 13 strikeouts.
Of the 6 hits so far that I have down here, 5 of them have gone to the right side.
That's just great hitting.
Fouled straight back. Count holds it 0-2.
And I don't have the facts that Mr. Farr has, but I was thinking about that. Cruz on second base has been moving a lot every time these balls get hit on the ground. So I've been thinking about how many of them have gone to the right side.
There's another.
2-strike approach, Mr. K.
Yeah, just get it in play, poke it the other way. A lot of things can happen.
Ooh, didn't mean to, but ball caught the barrel of the bat. I believe it's 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count, I believe.
It's the only disadvantage of being out here in center field. It's kind of hard to figure that out.
Pop-up foul again.
She is definitely keeping this at-bat alive, though, being down in the count. I mean, foul balls, they're foul balls. They'll keep you in it. Hopefully she can get one in play here if I was better.
She fished for that one. Oh, she must have fouled it off a bit.
Just got a piece.
It is 0-2, I'm sorry. Just caught the umpire's signal. 0-2 count. There's the strikeout. So now 1 out in the bottom of the third. Runners at first and second. Surprised no bunt there, Coach K.
Yeah, really.
They never even thought about it.
Hey, coaches, so far, coach and her players have done everything right so far, so I can't get on her too much about it. All right, now she's taking a long look at her wristband.
0-1 to Codley.
Guess they heard you.
I think they heard both of you guys over here. I mean, very good, very smart IQ baseball coaches sitting next to me, and I think she heard you.
Yeah, but we're sitting here and they're on the field.
Yeah, that's right. We're done. They're still playing. Again, you're looking at a team that won the Tournament of Champions last year, and as far as we know, the last time they'll have a Tournament of Champions. Best team in the state. That's a pretty good accomplishment too, Dan, being that you're a Group 2 school.
Yeah, that's shades of our, we had a girls basketball team in 2001. Fame deal. We were the first South Jersey school to ever do that. Small school to do that Tournament of Champions in basketball, which is even, I don't want to say it's more of an accomplishment, but
It's tough.
you're going against some big high schools in North Jersey with large human beings on the team.
Yeah. Yeah, the equalizer here is that you got that hit there to load the bases is pitching. If
Right.
you've got a strong pitcher, as Bordy is with Heights, yeah, you can play softball with anybody.
Another hit to the right side, by the way.
Yep. It's so easy to say, but so hard to do sometimes, to just take your time and go the other way. See how hard it is even for the pros to do it.
Right back to Skelly. She'll come to catcher for one. Back to first, double play. It's a nice job by the Knights to get out of more trouble. The old 1-2-3 double play.
And that was a great stretch by the first baseman, Maggie Ralston, there, and she really got out for the ball, make sure she beat the runner, and I think that was a great play by the Knights. Let's see if the bats can do anything here, and we're gonna hope they can.
At the end of three, just to recap, at the end of three, 5-0 Garnets here in the South Jersey Group 2 semifinal.
Sterling just needs anybody. Find a way to get on. Find a way to break the ice. So far, you're looking at a no-hitter for this young lady, Bordy, who's just, again, could be one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the state. So your work's cut out. You just got to find a way. Find a way.
And I think that if there's anyone who could do it, it is the person going up to the bat right now, Kate Ott. Definitely the leader for this team in the hitting proportion.
Yeah, back to the top of the order. Mr. Marley's dropping some wisdom on her there, and before she steps into the batter's box.
Of course, you're not familiar with Pete. Pete is our longtime soccer coach here at Sterling High School. Done an outstanding job. He filled in as the head coach here at softball for Coach Johnson, who retired a few years ago.
Makes me feel old every time I see him out there.
You taught him, right?
Taught him and coached him. Right down the middle for a ball.
Yeah, that looked pretty good. Give Miss Johnson a shout out too. She won the state championship her first year of coaching. 2008 state champs.
Swings through that one, 1-1. Yeah, I told her to retire right after that.
It doesn't get any better than that. You win your state title the first year.
She didn't listen.
Nope, nope. And Dan, you had a chance to announce one of the most outstanding games I'd ever seen. We'll get to that in a second. In the state semifinal game, Sterling was trailing, I believe it was Carteret, by 3 runs going into the last inning, and Lauren Easterday a walk-off grand slam to put them into the state finals.
Walk-off grand slam after striking out 3 times earlier in the game.
Wow.
Oh, super duper changeup. That's the Bugs Bunny changeup.
That's unreal. You can't see it coming. Usually, certain baseball players, you can see it coming. I cannot see that coming, Dan, from her.
And Kate Ott, I mean, going down there, and she is one of the most talented hitters on this squad. So that just shows how dominant Bordy is on the mound so far.
Here's Brianna Blanchard, gets a bunt down. Foul ball.
Now, Kay, I am curious. Did Sterling go on to win that championship?
We did. We won the state championship on a Saturday morning, 1-0. It was the prom the night before. The girls had to get themselves together, and they did it, 1-0. I believe it was Sammy Giambri pitched the shutout.
Sammy Giambri, it's is that her Linda's daughter?
Yes.
Yeah, Mom works in our guides department.
Got to say, Mr. K, you're like the Google of the Sterling Tech crew.
We try.
There's a bunt down. Third baseman's on it like a cat, though. Nice play by Jaden D'Amelio to retire Brianna Blanchard. Bring Riley Huber to the plate.
And if you want to later, Dan, it's on our YouTube page here at Sterling TV 19. You just search softball state championship, where the team we played is Kittatinny. It was the first game we used our TV truck, or actually the second game we used our TV truck. First one was the one with the walk-off grand slam.
Huber swings through that fastball.
Definitely gonna have to go check out that game later. That sounds like, especially the one with the walk-off grand slam. It sounds like an insane game.
I'm trying to remember who we played in that one. That was the 2008 state semifinal.
I remember it was
Carteret, maybe?
It was at Lenape.
Yes.
They did neutral sites at that point.
I think it was Carteret. Carteret thought the game was over, and it wasn't.
And another strikeout for Sophia Bordy. That is her 3, 6, 9, 10th strikeout through 4 innings. 10 strikeouts out of 12 outs.
Obviously, in a career, she's on a pace to get over 1,000 strikeouts. I wonder if in the state of New Jersey or nationally, what the national record is for strikeouts in a career. She's got to be around it.
You would think so,
or headed
Kevin,
towards it on the pace she's
because
on.
it's rare that a sophomore, would you say she got well over 300 in her freshman year? I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah. So as long as she stays healthy and pitches all the games you figured she'd pitch, she's. It seems weird to say it, but is easily going to get 1,000 strikeouts for a career, and that's just such an astronomical number.
Yes, it is. That's a whole lot of strikeouts. What a talent. You look at some of the crowd here taking in this game. Beautiful night, Dave here. I still can't get over that we're almost on the 50-yard line of the football field. I totally forgot the layout of this field. Football season a couple months away. Sterling will open at home on the turf against Lindenwold. I'll have that game
Hopefully
for you
they'll
here.
be able to get things back on track this year. Obviously went through a tough period last year, but looks like they have a decent amount of guys out, and hopefully they have a good summer and it leads into something productive next year.
Okay. Top of the order here. Jordan D'Amelio. Strike 2. Fouls it off to the right side. Nice change of pace there. Again, fouled straight back.
So, Schulz, going back to what you said earlier, I looked it up, and Hillary Phillips of Ider, Alabama, has the record for the most national career strikeouts with 2,463.
Play a lot. They probably played a lot more
I was
games.
just going to say that, yeah.
Does it say how many games she played? That I'd be interested to find out.
Southern leagues will play longer schedules.
Yeah, you could start earlier. You probably have, they might even have 40 and 50 game seasons.
The single there to left field. Again, the ball gets by, but backed up nicely by Alyssa Brown. So a single to left, one got pulled.
Yeah, that was the one. Now you got trouble because here comes the lumber.
Maddie Clark, step in, shortstop. She is 0 for 2, so she is due. Flew out to center field twice.
And that first one hit it high, but just got under it a little bit.
And I kept looking. Sadly, doesn't tell me the amount of games she played, but that's a pretty high strikeout total.
Mr. Claiborne under the tent.
1-1 count here to Maddie Clark.
Hold on to our tent, Mr. Claiborne, in case it blows away. I'll be here.
Yeah, really. Don't want to leave it in
We have
Haddon
our
Heights.
waterways. Shout out to Casey Kozaneski, who helped carry this over, carry the water weights over. That's
I'm
right.
glad he didn't blow
He gave him a
over.
workout.
Did you have to pay him?
What's that?
Did you have to pay him?
That's his dad's
yeah,
job.
I know.
Yeah.
I heard Grandpa, man. He has to pay him to
Yeah,
do
to
the
cut
lawn.
the
man.
lawn. That's right. He ain't starting if he ain't getting paid.
That wasn't happening back in my day, man.
Yeah, my dad too. He changed the rules on me.
Yeah, what the heck's going on?
Dad,
here?
where's? Let's if I go back in time with interest.
I got like a ham sandwich for
yeah,
doing the
if we
lawn.
were lucky, yeah.
Okay, we have a walk. First and second, nobody out.
And this is probably the one person you don't want coming up if you're Sterling, because
Yeah. Well, that's the other part
Not
of it
at
is
all.
how much of an unbelievable hitter she is. 10 home runs.
and the wind is blowing out.
Now it is.
Bordy is 1 for 1 today with a walk. She is 2 for 2 today with a walk. With another hit to right field that loads the bases.
And again, Dan, the opposite way. Went with the pitch, stayed with it.
Yeah, Alyssa Brown has really had her work cut out for her here in right field. She's been getting everything.
Umpire came out to talk to Skelly with two softballs in his hand.
And to me, that's impressive. Bordy, with all her stats, with the home runs, can still go with the pitch to right field. You know, when I look at her and look at Clark hit, they both seem like not only power hitters, the middle of your order, but two very disciplined hitters, too. They're a real
Very.
good approach to the plate.
Very much. She leads. She's tied with Clark specifically, and with the team with walks with 13, and she still hits for average, and
Yeah.
she is just phenomenal all around. Great softball player.
Okay,
And
when you win the tournament champions, you're doing a lot of things. It's more than just pitching, and this team is showing it today.
Well, that's where the good, patient at-bats play dividends when you're in a 1-0 game.
And again, smart hitting.
We were yelling at you earlier for being too far away from the mic, Kevin.
Working
A
on-
little too close.
Yeah.
Too close, too
Working on
close.
my mic placement. You're not used to holding. You usually got the
Nah.
headset, but that's all right.
Well, you'll get to work on the post-game show. We're going to send you out there. You'll get some good work on it.
Okay.
All right.
Fouled off. Gracie Granati. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the 4th inning. Haddon Heights leading 5-0. It's outside. Fouled off to the third base side. I believe that's a 2-2 count the umpire just showed us. Another nice play. Nice play in left field by Riley Huber.
That was a great play. She almost didn't get to that one. She had to go down on a knee to get it, but I mean, she got that in quick too, realizing that the bases are loaded, and got it to the base that the runner was off. So
Yeah.
close, but man, what a play.
A couple times we've seen where Huber just
The pop up to the first baseman.
Huber reacts very well to that line drive off the bat. And they're not easy. Mr. K knows those line drives sometimes are not easy to read. I'm sure Mr. Farr, of course, knows too.
Yeah, that's
But she
sliced.
does a good job at it.
Yeah, sliced off the left-handed bat. Again, hitting the other way.
With a lot on it.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
That's one if you miss it, too. It's going back to the fence. It's an all or nothing.
That's, I mean, how many times have you seen in baseball or softball somebody you take the wrong step one way and you
over.
totally take yourself out of a play and it sails over your head.
Right.
Yeah, and as I was saying earlier, Riley, I've seen her play a lot, and she position catcher. I mean, that's her primary, but she's adjusted very well to her position in the outfield, and I think showing there, seeing the athleticism, she's adjusting very well.
2-1 count to Brielle Connor.
At least keep Sterling alive in this game.
Popped up to the right side, just out of play.
The reason I say alive, it was 5-0. If that ball gets through, you're getting at least 2, if not 3 runs are going to come in, and you're getting close to the 10-run rule at that point. So at least you're still treading water at this point.
Maybe that's just the spark that Sterling needs to get them back into this game.
Got to solve Bordy on the mound.
Yeah.
That will make the count full, so nowhere to put it, nowhere to put a runner. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Fouled straight back. The runners do get a jump with the 3-2 count, 2 outs. Remind me, Coach K, if they can release from the bag when the ball crosses the plate. Is that what
I
they're?
think it's plate. We'll kind of watch here on this pitch.
Seems to me they're
Mound
leaving
release.
earlier than
Yeah,
that.
I was going to say, it looks like
On the
it's on
release of
release.
the pitch. The ball 4 will force in a run. Makes it now 6-0.
Yeah, I've talked to a few of the girls on the team before, and some of the faster ones as well, and they've always said it's the release. I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure, but they've always said that they had to wait on the bag until the ball gets released, and that's why they line up differently than what baseball players do. That's why they line up in a running motion, and that's because they have to leave at a specific time.
Sammy Sabo now steps in.
You can almost see as we show the runner at second base, they line up behind the bag and then they'll push off with their lead foot.
Yeah, they sort of line up like they're in a running motion with a 1 foot behind, 1 foot in front.
Sabo sacrificed in the second inning, struck out in the third. One count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, slaps it to the right side, but foul. You can tell this is something that they work on because they all do it. They all hit the ball hard the other way.
Very well done.
Right up the middle for a single. Another run scores. Here comes the second run. The throw from Ott is late. 2 more runs score for Haddon Heights.
And kind of what you were saying, Dan, hitting the ball where it's pitched. Ball on the outside part plate, go to right, comes right down the middle. I'm going to hit it through, up the middle.
Yep.
I mean, this is a very impressive hitting performance from the Garnets. As I said last time, they only got 1 hit off of Skelly. Skelly had 13 strikeouts. So, I mean, this can show that they can still really hit against her.
And when you hit that way, you're getting more solid contact as opposed to trying to reach out for the outside pitch and rolling it over to the third baseman. You definitely don't see this with this Heights team. Very impressed with them.
Sarah Conley in the box now takes strike 2. Back up the middle.
Ooh,
Ooh, nice play. Made it a little closer than it needed to be. But nice play by Juliana Cruz. Get forced out at second base. 2 unassisted. That's the end of 4 innings now. Haddon Heights now leads 8-0 as we go to the top of the 5th.
Now a quick bracket check. The winner of this game will go on to either play Cedar Creek or Cinnaminson. And Cedar Creek came into this tournament as the 11 seed, beat the 6 seed beat the 6 seed 4-1, and then beat the 3 seed Gloucester 1-0, and now are going against the 2 seed Cinnaminson in the semifinal game.
not only these Heights girls good at softball, look at this field maintenance going on. They're out there. They don't need a grounds crew. They'll do it themselves. Trying to, second base does not look pretty as she stepped on it there. Yeah, they might want to do something with that.
Yeah, that's an ankle buster waiting to happen.
I don't know if they're waiting for somebody to come out here
And give you a little second base story
go ahead.
from softball, men's softball. My brother was having visions of his younger days and went sliding in a men's softball league, which usually don't even bother doing.
No.
So he's playing in a field over in Belmar, and the base comes up and he slides, and underneath, you know how it has
metal?
that sleeve? Well, it
Oh.
wasn't metal, it was plastic.
Plastic.
It was plastic, but the plastic was jagged.
Oh,
He
wow.
slid and tore his calf muscle right down to the bone.
Wow.
He tells people that he has a shark bite. 'Cause it's the scar
It
he
probably
has on
looks
there.
like it.
But,
Which Far brother was this one?
this was Christopher, his youngest.
Ah.
But he, I got a call down the shore and said, your brother got hurt playing softball. I said, oh boy.
I like the shark bite better. Stay with
Yeah,
that.
it's a better story. Yeah. All right, Molly Skelly. See if the Silver Knights can get some action going here.
I'm going to have to ask Mr. Farr, Chris Farr, about that if he, comes in and helps us out in the jazz band
Yeah.
room.
Tell him show him his shark bite.
That's a tough pitch. You can see right there how
Yeah.
Scully was hanging over the plate, and they went right under her for a strike.
That is pinpoint accuracy there. That's insane. Oh, my.
Sorry, I laughed again. I'm not laughing at you, Scully. I could not hit that. That's a great
Wow.
pitch.
At some point, though, you have to sit on it, don't you?
You could, but her fastball's so good.
Yeah. I mean, you're taking a chance.
Yes. You
You-
better guess right, or you're going to
Yeah.
look pretty silly.
It's insane that how she can do that with like a softball. I see that kind of stuff when I'm, doing the wiffle ball tournaments with my friends, but that's with a wiffle ball. That with a softball underhand, that is some crazy stuff from Bordy.
Well, in your mind, you know it's coming, but you see the same arm
Yeah.
speed, and it's probably tough to
You can't read it at all.
retrain your
No.
muscles.
Lady Knights won a state championship. That was her pitch, too. She was
Yes.
an off-speed, strikeout kind of pitcher.
Puts her in that high level, I think, of high Division One. Going to one of those big schools as a hitter also, and how many of those pitchers?
I heard she spent a
do
lot of
hit.
time at Oklahoma.
Roderick, but she adjusted it at the last minute for the catch. So that's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
And is that the first ball we've seen Sterling put into the outfield in
Yep.
the air?
Yes,
I think
sir.
it is.
Definitely. There's been 2 bunts. It was Brianna Blanchard into left field.
Maddie Sims,
Real good swing at that one. That was in on her fist.
first straight one you see, swing hard.
She got it. That was a pretty.
And she's doing everything.
1-1 to Maddie Sims. 2 freshmen, 3 sophomores in the lineup for the Lady Knights.
Also a sophomore.
Yeah.
Freshman didn't get an extra year without her.
I'm trying here, Mr.
Up that ball.
Is that Casey
is.
Kozineski? That's the first foul
Yeah.
ball he's ever going to get.
Wow. That's the,
Ground ball up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, Jin Mi.
yep. And while we got a second here, we want to congratulate Mr. Farr here. Put Mr. Farr in camera with Mr. Schulz.
6.
Some time. How's the school kind of
1996.
changed since?
Lots of TV technology, 3 years.
That's right.
Crazy.
You even precede the gym, right? Are you before the gym?
Yeah. 2000, I guess it was. The science
Yeah.
wing was new. The media center was new that year. So
So what's the future plans then?
I'll be around. I'm not moving anywhere.
One that started this TV program back in the day, and we would not be here without him.
You'll be able to go at your own pace, right?
Yes, sir.
Get up whenever you want to get up.
That's
Hi ho when if your alarm goes off.
if it. Yeah, my brother Chris. Yeah, he's a musician, so he played around with it, try to give it some new life.
I've had it multiple experiences with only a heavy hitter. He if you're wrong, he's going to tell you. He's not going to hold back.
Yeah, he doesn't. Some of that
Yes, you do.
too.
Yes, you do.
More on the baseball field than
Yes.
in the teaching part of it, but
But that's good.
There's another shot to right field. Nice play by Alyssa Brown.
Now, this is a technical question, but are you
Hey, you
think?
can't work at your school. You can do it at another school after 2.
Oh,
which
real?
I
Wow.
guess from July
Oh,
Oh,
or
yeah.
from September. Oh, nice play by.
so now we're going to move to the 6 with Sterling trailing it by a score.
We were talking earlier today, actually, at this field. This used to be here. That was a memory that back when Coach Carpenter was coaching, and Butchie McLean, who's a longtime basketball and baseball coach, and the girls team that went, like we said before, went all the way to the state final, and the Nets, it was old Continental Airlines Arena at the end.
Yep.
Time. I think another team has done it since then. Maybe that Wow
Wow. Time for
foul. VHS. That's
Yep.
what we started out with.
with tapes, and now the tapes aren't even used. You're using SD card. Pretty cool.
Yeah, the first computerized editing, that take a day to render it.
Like midsection and then just dropped. And that was a phenomenal pitch by Bordy.
Bulls go on the other side of the fence. We'll talk to some of the players, I guess, for the Garnets when it touched her, so that's a strike. So
She's having a insane performance on the mound.
And swing and a miss. Like check swing and a miss.
Getting Dan working on
Yeah,
that
I'll go
right
get on
now.
that.
Google it right up.
Chuck in the truck, get on that.
Juliana Cruz in the box right now.
Juliana's been a pleasant surprise as a freshman. All South Jersey hitter for Overbrook, one of the best hitters I've ever seen and played with.
Bordy rocks. Blows a 6th. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Or the bottom of the 6th.
It's amazing. A 13 strikeout game. If you look at all our games, that's just an average game. That's like a career games. But yeah, 14 strikeouts. So it's just amazing.
14 out of a possible.
Sports highlights. I better mention the back-to-back.
Coaches for a long time with our baseball program. That was what, 2001? 2000 won the coaches tournament 2 years in a row, and that's almost, I believe at the time, it was the first time a group.
We had a group that was around for a few years. They put together nice. We won something like went through, all stuck together. Actually wound up going further in the state playoffs after leagues,
Wow.
but yeah, that was a fun 3 years with those guys.
Championship game. The girls we talked about, they won it in 2008.
Really crazy story is that day the girls played and they wound up losing that game too. But that was an exciting day at Sterling. Brianna Blanchard was just dropped at first. Original call was out, but
All time, New Jersey, I was looking everywhere. But I mean,
Case to be close to
Oh, yeah.
whatever that record is.
like that is very impressive.
Well, she's going to be one of the girls we're going to talk to in the 2 more full seasons plus this end of this season to go for that young lady in this team. Trying to remember.
we do not.
All right.
Those
Some events coming.
Turf.
First time ever.
Oh,
You know, I remember when that field used to be grass. Remember that?
Yeah, she takes care of that one.
It's been, and I think I checked all the boxes there, but they have done a lot for.
Ralston take care of that little ground ball at first, so that's a 3-0. And we're not out of the woods here of a 10-run. Pitch is called. Foul ball, first base side, and run out of room.
actually committed to a D2 school called Goldie Beacom. So she will be
Oh,
continuing.
Goldie Beacom, yeah.
She will be
Baseball players, too. Jake Vitale.
Pop up behind the Haddon Heights Garnets 9. Lady Knights 0. Top of the 7th, I believe. I think that's what I got here, yes.
So that would mean we're in a perfect game situation,
We
too?
are.
watch the jinx there. I mean, I did it.
9-0.
Perfect game going on right now. We'll say.
So that's something to stay around for.
I always wonder this. Was it all go?
Yeah, I don't. I know Tom McCarthy has talked about it on the air. He
With 3 more outs, this young lady's going to pitch a perfect game against a good Sterling team in a South Jersey semifinal.
bunt.
Yeah.
Nice play by the third baseman. Come in.
And again, don't forget, coming up after the game, Bordy will be one of the people missed.
Here's Brianna Blanchard. Swings through the fastball.
Oh yeah, and Sterling finished the regular season bottom of their division on tournament over at Eastern, and I mean they've had a phenomenal season all around, and just a big squad that they assembled.
I better say Coach Emily, or she's going to yell at me. Yes, Coach Emily too.
Yeah, and I think at one point they were around the.
Nothing shy of an accomplishment this season for them.
Strikeout number 15 for Sophia Bordy.
A few times, fill that starter gap once Brianna Blanchard.
Perfect game and leads these Lady Garnets to the South Jersey group.
Cedar Creek or Cinnaminson.
Cedar Creek or Cinnaminson will be on Friday. That's June 2nd. We'll step away for a minute or two while we get some guests here for the post-game show. We'll step.
Mr. Schul's back here talking with our star of the game, Sophia Bordy. Well, first off, congratulations on pitching a perfect game and getting a big win.
Thank you.
Talk about how You just seem like you have laser focus. And what's your mindset going into these big games?
I really just want to help my team out, win, and advance into playoffs. And so I just know that I have to get my job done, whether it's on the mound or just hitting. So I'm just always focused on the task at hand.
Talk about how obviously you played a high level in your travel ball, but even last year, the experience of being in and winning the tournament champions, how's that helped you, and how do you think that's helped this team?
I think personally, I think that helped me show what not only like me but the whole team has to do to be able to succeed every game up to the biggest game. But I think bringing it into this year, it shows us that teams are going to be coming at our back, and we have to play strong and have energy, and it's going to help get us far.
And that's the last question I'll ask you. Obviously, having such a great year last year, have you noticed how more amped up teams are coming at you?
Yeah, a lot of teams have been like just so much more energy than we noticed last year. Like every game has had energy, and every team's been playing really strong against us, and it's fun this year though. I think having better, playing stronger teams is really fun.
Yeah, and it looks like I can tell by the way you're saying that, you take that as a challenge.
Yeah, I do.
Well, you came up big, Sophia. Thanks for coming on with us, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Okay. And we have Maddie Clark, a veteran of Channel 19 interviews. Although this is your first softball interview, I'll say to you what I said to Sophia. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's really great. I think today was honestly a total team win, and I'm really proud of how we played today and all of playoffs so far.
Yeah, and it seems like you guys really, again, we talked about her being laser focused. You guys seem like you were focused as a team, and talk about your team's ability to do all the little things in this game.
I think that at times, it's come and gone, and I'm really proud of how playoffs has shifted our focus, and we've really been able to dial in. I think that it doesn't always come easy to us, but we've really been trying to work on that, and it's paid off for us so far.
And I think the thing specifically, Mr. Farr, Mr. K, myself, and Danny liked was you guys and your approach at the plate, hitting the ball the other way. Talk about how that has all come about this year.
All we did at practice the last few days was just work on hitting outside because we knew she was going to pound us outside. I honestly feel like we're one of the most prepared teams, especially when it comes to our hitting, because we do prepare so much for the pitchers that we see. And I think that just knowing that we're prepared helps us at the plate.
Yeah, and it definitely comes across that way. Sophia's only a sophomore, so I couldn't say where you go next year. She can be back here. Tell us about your future plans.
I'll be going to Lehigh next year to play softball.
That's great. Another Division I player here. And no basketball? You're not going to try the two-sport thing?
No, I don't think that would be in the future for me.
Well, Maddie's actually, when we talked about it before, an outstanding basketball player. Maddie, thanks for coming on with us. And, hey, you guys still have a lot more to go. Best of luck the rest of the way, and good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coach coming in here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Boy, we talked to the girls about how just laser focused you guys are, and that's what it seemed. Talked about your job to keep everybody that way, and how the girls have really kind of built on that and done the job.
I think their schedule had a lot to do with that. They've played some really, really tough teams in South Jersey this year to prepare them. So they've been in these spots all year long, including the Hamilton tournament, that championship atmosphere. So, in addition to the things we do in practice, they've been here,
Is that really ultimately, you think, and we talk about coaches in different sports, and a lot of ones that have success in the playoffs try to go for the tougher teams in a regular season. Is that what can get you guys battle tested?
It is. I think it makes a huge difference, come postseason, because, like you said, you pull back on that, times you've had success, times you didn't, and what you learn from that. So I think it's a huge factor.
And you look at Sophia Bordy, obviously a once-in-a-lifetime pitcher. What do you feel like, as her coach, is one of her biggest strengths?
Her mind. She's unshakable. She is that way no matter what is going on around her. And she was that way all last year. It's unbelievably impressive for someone so young, for any athlete, any age, but especially for someone that young.
More than just a physical talent, I guess.
Her physical talent is just kind of speaks for itself, but what sets her apart is her ability to control her emotions at all times.
And I'll I'll talk to you as a coach. We talk to them as players. The experience of this group going through that last year, how much is that going to help them, and how much does that make you feel confident as a coach?
I feel good. I feel really. I mean, it's hard not to feel good with Sophia and Maddie, in the circle. But I think they have a lot to draw on. They have a lot of experience from last year that they can pull the freshmen in. But they just genuinely really like to spend time with each other. So this postseason is pretty much about just let's stay together longer. Let's take this to the end.
Group with a lot of good character too.
Yes, a lot.
Well, Coach, we hate the fact that you beat Sterling, but now we're going to be rooting for you. And hey, best of luck the rest of the way. Excellent job, and go get them.
Thank you. Thanks guys.
Okay. So we're going to take it back to Mr. Farr and Mr. K in the center field box, luxury box.
Thanks, Kev. All right, well, the end of another spring season for Channel 19. I'd like to thank everybody for the years of support from the Board of Ed and everything else that has gone into these broadcasts. Mr. K, Danny Leakin, Mr. Schulz, see you the next time and see you next year on Sterling TV 19 Sports.